Hi, this is Vicki from Learning Home Volunteers, and welcome to our new learning session on colors. Color recognition is a tricky skill to master for children. It is typically one of the first attributes that children actually try to master. And if you think about it from the child's perspective, you point to a shirt and say blue, or you point to the mug and say blue, or you point to the sky and say blue. It must be very hard for them to even understand that you're not talking about the objects that you're pointing to, but instead that the fact that the shirt is blue, or the mug is blue, or the sky is blue. The good news is the world is filled with colors, so there are many opportunities for us to talk about colors. And during these next weeks, as we explore colors with our children, you can help by having your color cards at the ready to help out to not mix up the confusion. So let's take a look at the books that we have for this session. There are four. Our first book is about color mixing and really kind of pairs very nicely with our first activity. I'm a huge fan of the Hertele books, which encourage the reader to take action through his books. Our next book is a lovely book about an elephant, Elmer, who doesn't fit like he fits in because he's not gray like the other elephants. It turns out that the other elephants wish they looked more like him. Coppernickel Goes Mondrian is a wonderful book about a man and dog looking for his future. They look through this futuristic looking world drawn by the Mondrian's geometric patterns, which we're going to actually get to explore when we do that in one of the activities in our third week. Our last book is part of the wonderful Bear series. Bear and his best friend Mouse walk through the forest and see so many colors, and we get to learn about what they see in the book. So let's get started. Activity number 1 is color mixing, and in your box you're going to find paint and some little Ziploc bags. There are 3 colors, blue, red, and yellow, which can make any of the secondary colors, green, purple, and orange. Now you notice that blue and red are actually more saturated colors, so when mixing them with yellow, you want to put more yellow than any of the darker colors, blue or red. Start by putting spoons full of the colors in the corners of the bag. Seal the bag and then have the child mix the colors. What color did you get when you mixed blue and yellow? Well, when I mixed red and yellow, I got orange. How cool is that? Our next activity is a color sensory bin, and I'm actually excited to include a sensory bin which we're going to actually fill with water beads. Water beads are made from a water absorbing polymer. They absorb the water and grow. They are not toxic. So to start, what you're going to want to do is take your plastic container and fill it about halfway through with water. And then take some of the water beads out of the little bag of beads and put them into your container. It takes about 6 to 8 hours to absorb the water. And once they're big, you want to pour off the excess water and then add all the little items back that were originally in the container. The transparent tokens and letters should almost disappear, hidden among the beads. The children will love exploring the texture of the beads, looking for tokens, looking for letters, and using the tongs to sort through the beads and moving them from one container to the other. Or use the excuse me, to separate the beads by color. Water beads and shaving cream make a delightful sensory experience. And another fun thing to do with them is to freeze the beads. They take on a whole different look and feel. Smashing the beads is actually really fun too, or you can put them in a balloon to see how the beads create a new feel with the balloon. Whatever you and your child do, I'm sure it will feel great. So when you're done, what should you do with the beads? Well, you can put them in an airtight container and save them for another day. They'll actually keep up to 6 months. But when you're done, they're great to put into your flower beds as they contain water, which will just give it back to the dirt. The only thing you shouldn't do with the water beads is pour them down the drain. They will clog the pipes. I hope you enjoyed the color mixing and water bead sensory bins this week. I'll be back with you next week with our next set of activities. Until then, enjoy.